Throughout Price's career, he kept busy lending his talents to a number of mediums, most notably television. In 1971, he appeared on several television programs that would be forever remembered fondly by fans. In England, he hosted a 6-episode TV series called Cooking Pricewise. Each episode consisted of Vincent cooking a dish from a different part of the world. Episode 1 was titled Dishes from New York, Savoy, and Holland. Episode 2, Dishes from Greece and Morocco. Episode 3, Dishes from Great Britain. Episode 4, Dishes from California, Switzerland, and Austria. Episode 5, Dishes from the Gulf Coast, Hawaii, and Indonesia. And Episode 6, Dishes from Italy, America, and Turkey. A cookbook of the same name was published to accompany the Cooking Pricewise television program. Unfortunately, copies of the show have not surfaced, but you can still get copies of the book fairly easily online. This was Vincent's 3rd printed cookbook, following A Treasury of Great Recipes and Vincent and Mary's Coming to the Kitchen. One of the more unique programs that Price ever appeared on was filmed in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, The Hilarious House of Frightenstein. Filmed in 1971, the show was part Saturday morning kids show, part horror host show, and part variety show, with comedy sketches, science experiments, and music videos all tied together with a healthy dose of monster-themed comedy. It starred Billy Van as Count Frightenstein, a vampire who was exiled to live in Castle Frightenstein with a pack of monster friends, including Vincent Price, who also served as the narrator for the show. He would open and close each episode, and the camera would cut back to him from time to time throughout the program. He would then introduce the other characters from a castle balcony with funny rhymes and limericks.
The punch itself was rather bland. She should have served some wine instead of that concoction made from lukewarm iodine.
Vincent filmed all of his bits over 400 separate segments over a 4-day span in 1971. He even took a cut in pay to appear on the show. The show was wildly successful in the areas into which it reached, which included Canada and parts of the U.S., and retains a rabid fan base to this very day.
So welcome where the sun won't shine, to the castle of Count Frightenstein.
Vincent also appeared on another kids show in 1971 as he lent his vocal talents to a made-for-TV movie that debuted on April 4th, 1971 called Here Comes Peter Cottontail. This was an Easter-themed stop-motion animated special from Rankin Bass Productions. In it, Price plays a villainous January Q Irontail, an evil rabbit with a bat assistant named Montresor. Nice Edgar Allan Poe nod there. Peter Cottontail, played by Casey Kasem, is slated to take over as Chief Easter Bunny. But the evil Irontail has a scheme to steal the job from Peter and ruin Easter for the children. It's up to Peter to save the day with the help of a quirky salesman/inventor named Seymour S. Sassafras, played by Danny Kaye, and a caterpillar named Antoine, also voiced by Kaye.
I shall hide these eggs where you will never find them again.
And finally, in 1971, Price made the first of 2 appearances on Rod Serling's new TV anthology program, Night Gallery. This was a follow-up to the groundbreaking Twilight Zone series, also produced by Serling, and once again saw him serving as narrator for the series, introducing viewers into his art gallery to view his eclectic collection of paintings, each complete with an accompanying story. Where the Twilight Zone skewed more towards science fiction, Night Gallery leaned more towards horror and was shot in color. 1971 saw Price appear in an episode called Class of '99, where he played a professor lecturing a very unique group of students. This is a very strange episode, but an interesting one, a study and reflection on society and prejudice wrapped around a futuristic theme. In 1972, Price appeared on Night Gallery for the second time in an episode titled The Return of the Sorcerer opposite Bill Bixby. This episode is based on the short story of the same name by the great Clark Ashton Smith and is an essential Night Gallery episode. Bixby is a translator hired by a man named John Carnby, played by Price, to translate an ancient Arabic tome into English. The book predates almost any in existence, and we learn it was in fact the source material upon which the legendary Necronomicon drew. Bixby learns that Carnby and his assistant Fern, played by Patricia Sterling, are both practicing sorcerers, and that Carnby harbors a dark secret.
His peculiar power.
Go on.
Be sure and join me back here next week as we take a look at one of the most iconic films of Price's entire career, The Abominable Dr. Phibes.
What a glorious bloody color.